What's an unspoken rule that annoys you when people don't know about it?
Don't block the footpaths. If you're waiting for something, move off it to the side. We're not obligated to walk around you because you have an ego.
Let people know when you have them on speakerphone. Especially when your husband, wife, partner, friend, any other human is within earshot.
One of my friends is always driving his mum places, so when we call him he very often answers through his car's Bluetooth stereo. She's a very strict and nosy lady, and every time he would mention that we're on speaker she would get upset and think he was up to no good. So we came up with a simple system. Every time anybody in our friend group calls him, we always ask, "Can you hear me?" If he's alone he'll just let us know, but if he's with his mum he'll respond, loud and clear. We then know not to mention anything she wouldn't like to hear. It's worked like a charm for the last 4 years. Edit, some are confused about why he didn't just mention that we're on speaker in his car or announce his mum's presence. I did my best to explain it in the comments below, but here's my best TL, Doctor, his mum wants to be in the know. If she was actually in the know, we'd never see him again. The system keeps her out of the know without her knowing she's out of the know. You know, longer explanation below, greater than. His mum has always been aware of our shenanigans, but optimistically assumed that he actively stayed out of trouble. However, she was still very nosy, and wanted to know what we would get up to when adults weren't around. Of course, if we knew she was listening in on our phone conversations, we would filter what we say. She understood this too, and wanted to know what we would say if we didn't know she was listening, so if he announced her presence she would get upset with him thinking that he was trying to be sneaky, which he was. This is why we came up with this system. It keeps her blissfully unaware that we're censoring ourselves, and keeps him out of trouble. We're all grown now and don't get up to much shenanigans these days, so it's not as useful as it once was, but all his calls always start with, "Can you hear me?" purely out of habit. Edit 2, can't believe I have to say this, but his mum wasn't some abusive tyrannical monster. She's a well put together woman who has accomplished a lot and built her family's life from the ground up. She can be nosy, but not unreasonable. When I agreed with a comment below saying that she could sometimes be a nightmare, that didn't mean she was a bad mother. It just meant sometimes she would blow up on him about bad grades or if she found out we were doing something we shouldn't have been doing. Not abusive, just disappointed, angry because she wants the best for him. From the outside looking in, it might have seemed like a nightmare to me comparatively because my mother is very easygoing, but in reality she was just really hard on him sometimes. Albeit deserved for doing stupid poo. So quit it with all the comments hating on a woman you've never met, it's weird. We're all adults now. Yes, he lives his own life. Yes, he loves his mother, we all love her. And yes, he still drives her places when he's home from college, because they enjoy each other's company. Sorry if this post turns sour quick. I was hoping to quickly share a funny story that might get buried, but here we are.
When you're in the elevator with a group of people and get to the bottom, and it opens, and a handful of people lurch forward to get in. Now we are standing there, face to face in gridlock. During this moment you say to yourself, how long until they realize they are the ones who have to move or you are not going to get out of the elevator, ever *. Then you see a look of surprise sweep over their face, and then they move back.
Stand 2 meters back from the airport baggage carousel. If everyone does it, then enters that ring to grab their luggage and leave, then everyone can see their luggage as it comes and no one is jostling. It never occurred to me until I traveled in South Korea and they had a white line around the carousel that everyone stood on. It was remarkably efficient and I wish the rest of the world adopted it.
If someone says they're not drinking tonight, don't make them feel bad or imply they are being boring.
People playing music loudly on their phones in public or on public transport especially. No one wants to hear what you're listening to.
I was in a COVID testing clinic for 3 hours and this woman was scrolling through TikTok. It was on so loud and it was constant barrage of noise when everyone there was sick. I wanted to tell her off but had no energy that day. When someone hands you their phone to use, don't effing go through it. It's rude.
I used to have students confirm they all individually had the necessary lab data before they left for the evening. They would take a photo of their partner's tables and then hand me their phones. I'd never touch them. Hands-free. I'd say, no, you scroll through your photos and show me the data. I'm not touching that. No way am I risking seeing something I don't want to.
Don't immediately assume it's okay to smoke in someone's house, regardless of their living situation. I don't care if it's literally a cardboard box or an upscale mansion. Ask first.
Also applies to vehicle. Edit. Where are all you FRs finding these awful people who spark up in your cars when you say no?
Stairs are for ascending and descending. Move out of the way when you are done using them. Standing in front of them and looking around like a lost tourist is not one of their functions.
People in malls really love looking around when standing right at the end of an escalator.
Standing in effing doorways, go in or out, but get the F out of the way.
My cat would like a word.
You don't need to attach yourself to the person in front of you when standing in queue.
Similarly, please stand behind the person. Drives me crazy when a line starts to turn into a fan shape as people inch up closer and move to the sides. Just stand in line, dude.
Re-racking your weights at the gym. You lazy FCKS.
You don't need to be this close when you're talking to me.
I moved from England to Italy and people stand so close to you. To the point I was explaining something to someone and she was leaning on me.
When someone is helping you move, you offer them pizza and beer, no exceptions. If they don't drink, offer them soda or water.
That leaving your shopping cart in the middle of the parking lot is lazy and just plain rude. I hate finding a parking spot only to realize that there's a effing shopping cart already taking up the spot.
Where I live, you have to put a €1 coin in them to unlock them. When you return the cart, you get it back. If you don't put it back, someone else will, just to collect the money.
Respect people's right to say no. It's okay to ask someone for something, or to do something, or whatever, but if they say no, don't pester them or guilt trip them. People who pressure their friends are kind of garbage friends.
One thing that annoys me is when somebody asks for something, I say no, then they say please. I didn't say no because you were rude enough to not use your manners. I said no because I didn't want to.
Warn people that your kid is sick before turning up at their house, interacting with them. Chickenpox, flu, hand, foot and mouth, stomach bug all caught by my toddler in the last 12 months and could have been avoided.
My in-laws do this. They'll show up at a party then offhand say, "Oh, son, has a whatever," and it's like, the F. Now everyone has whatever. Standing in the middle of the supermarket aisle blocking the entire aisle with your trolley while you stare at the shelf is not okay. Edit. In the UK it's a shopping trolley. I originally had a typo, no E, in the US a cart or buggy. At least I've had PMs telling me this and then others saying it's not true, just going by what people say. Thanks for the upvotes.
Or exiting an aisle with your cart first at full speed without checking the traffic in the main walkway.
If someone pays for something for you, I'm not talking about as a gift, I just mean, we can't split the bill here so I'll pay and you can pay me your half later, I'll buy both of our concert tickets now and you can Revolut me for it later, etc. You really shouldn't make them ask you to pay them back. Ideally not even once, but especially not 2 or 3 times. If I owe someone money like that I make sure to pay them back as soon as I can and let them know once I've done it. I have a friend who I know is not short on money, but I stopped offering to pay for things for him in situations like the above because he just forgets and makes you ask him 2 or even 3 times before he does it. I really think that's not fair to people. You're putting them in an uncomfortable position.
And it's so uncomfortable to ask for money back. Like I don't want to seem like a tight ass who cares more about money than the friendship, but just because I had enough extra to cover once, doesn't mean I don't need the money myself.
If someone is hosting you, don't insult or give a negative critique of their home. Some people have fewer resources than others, only one income to live off of, and have worked very hard to get less, etc. No need to point out home imperfections.
Insane that someone would be rude enough to do this.
Cover your mouth when you sneeze. Apparently people don't know this.
With your elbow, not your hand. Even my young son knows that.
Move your cart to the side of the aisle when looking for groceries, don't hog up the middle. Oh, of course I'll wait for you to pick out a flavor of beans, Sharon, take your time.
Also, if they ask who's next at the deli and you haven't decided yet, don't say you're next and have a 5-minute discussion about what you may or may not want.
Waiting for others to exit an elevator or train before entering. Saying thank you when someone holds a door open. 1 for 1 when merging lanes in heavy traffic.
Greater than 1 for 1 when merging lanes in heavy traffic. This one should be a law.
Phones should be on mute in public places, especially the crib room at work. No one want to hear the video you are watching while they're trying to eat.
Don't ask people to do their job for free, even if you're friends or family.
Yup. Made the mistake of making a wedding cake for a family member. Really enjoyed the project and it was great to do something different, but it was a good deal of stress. I missed a lot of family time, and didn't know about a lot of the before, after wedding shindigs. Not to mention I had to travel twice, fly to get to the main city where I could bake the cake, then travel to their destination wedding to finish decoration and assembly. My thank you for my hours of effort and planning? A pair of earrings. My ears aren't pierced.
That it's common courtesy to say, thank you, after receiving help, service from someone else.
Even if they just did their job. Thank the goddamn cashiers, bus drivers and doctors of this world. I remember thanking my dentist after he'd taken out my wisdom teeth. He was surprised. Apparently no other patient had ever thanked him while still leaking blood out of their mouth. Like it's not his fault these teeth didn't fit in my mouth, but he got them out. Thank you for that, sir.
Turn signals. They're meant to be a warning, not an afterthought. Wait, I have another. You shouldn't be texting while driving. That's a given. But for the love of all that is holy, if you are the lead car at a red light, pay attention to the light. Some lights are short and all of us need to get through it. Update Twitter later. I take my line leader duty seriously.
People that asks questions every third scene in a movie when it will be explained later. Hey, why is this character doing this thing? Just keep watching, you'll see. 10 minutes later. So now what's this character doing that for? Just keep watching, you'll see. 30.5 seconds later. Hey, why is he doing that now? Just watch the motherfucker, and these questions won't be effing necessary, I promise you.
Eating with your mouth closed.
I can feel the texture of your food in my brain.
You only take 2 slices of pizza, Max, until everyone has had their fill.
Yeah. Screw you, Max. Save some for the rest of us.
Hold the door open for the person behind you if they are close, at least long enough to prevent the door from being slammed shut on their face.
Don't play music out loud from your mobile phones on public transportation. I get that you're going to have a boring ride, but don't ruin everyone else's.
Or kids' games. Turn the volume off in the train or waiting room. Or restaurant.
Talking through movies. I can only say, yeah, and MHM, so many times. Edit, appreciate the awards.
Holy poo, I effing hate this. Watching the same goddamn screen and someone says, wait, why did they just do that? We have all the same information.
If you aren't friends with someone anymore, it doesn't mean you can go around telling their secrets to everyone. Secrets are secrets, and under no condition shall they be broken. It's truly disgusting to see how people don't realize this. It's basic knowledge you should know, though it hasn't been made as an actual rule.
Waving when someone lets you in traffic.
I also say, thank you, just in case they have excellent hearing. If you see me taking off my headphones to listen and answer your question, then immediately put them on again. 5 times. It clearly means that I'm just being polite, not that I'm interested in talking to you, so stop asking me questions.
But sir, you're on the genius desk at an Apple store.
Offer a glass of water to anyone providing physically stressful service at your place. E.g., furniture delivery guy. Lots of PPL assume that they are just doing their job, but doesn't mean you forget basic human courtesy.
You can always tell that nobody else has offered as well because there is usually an exasperated and surprised, yes please. Got a new bed last week and offered the 2 blokes a drink. They said nobody ever offers and gratefully accepted a pot of tea. I actually had a manager bitch at me about offering tradespeople drinks when I worked in retail, as if the multinational company I worked for could not afford to have good manners or something.
Asking couples when they're going to be having kids. Not every couple can have kids.
Headphones in means don't talk to me.
Close your mouth when chewing. The sound of someone chomping their food and all those slurping sound they make and sometimes saliva flying out of their mouth is disgusting. No one wants to hear that poo.
If someone is paying for your food, don't order something expensive.
Once some idiot I was with ordered 2 entree plates after I said I would cover the meal. The waiter even looked at me like, the F, really? Get the man what he wants, I say. One $12 plate of pancakes barely touched and an untouched $20 chicken fried steak later. That asshat effectively got himself uninvited to anything we ever did again, and I wound up with a stupid story.
I hate having conversations in public transportation when nobody else is talking.
Thank you for watching. We upload new videos every day, so be sure to come back for more fun. Please consider liking and subscribing if you enjoyed the video.